screen on Instagram, so hopefully people, if they're watching on Instagram, can watch it on Instagram. We're definitely going live on Facebook and YouTube, which is good. So good morning if you're joining on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm just going to click the button to hopefully go live on Instagram as well. Welcome to our Wednesday morning session. We were going to do a little bit more strength and floor work today. We've had a slight change of plan. We're going to do a Qigong flow. We're going to do the 5-element Qigong flow today. So it's nice and rhythmical, focusing on the breath, focusing on combining movement and breath. And then next Wednesday, we're going to look a little bit more of floor work, getting up, standing up from the floor, doing things like building up to a Turkish get-up. So that's the plan of action. It might change, who knows. But let's start off in our standing position. So make sure you've got some space around you. I'll just jump on that camera. Here we go. And as always, before we go into flow, we'll do some mobilization, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of cleansing and clearing. Feet shoulder width apart, tall through the spine. So get an idea of just lifting and lengthening through the spine. And then focusing on moving here from the center. So you're moving from the hips and the waist, and then that upper body just follows. The arms are just really relaxed. The shoulders are relaxed. And you can just let the elbows bend so we can then knock across the front of the body and across the back of the body. Great to get the blood flowing, energy flowing through the body. And I'll just whiz around so you can see I'm just tapping the back of my hand on the lower back. Breath is just natural, just light, soft, easy in and out through the nose. You don't have to think about how you're breathing. You don't have to breathe in any particular way. We're going to bring the arm that swings across the front into a light fist, and you're just going to tap now onto the pec muscles here just above the collarbone. Always feels good when we're tapping these lung points, top of the lungs, to do a little bit of cleansing and clearing. A full breath in through the nose and let go. Then you can breathe easy in and out through the nose, soft and easy. Maybe you want one more cleansing and clearing breath. Breath in and breath out. It's like that nice morning sigh, cleansing and clearing. And then back to belly and back. And then slowing it right down. It's almost like watching a slow motion movie, just slowing it right down into water waves. So now we create that little bit of resistance, but keeping the Fingers soft, the wrists soft, the elbows soft. Soften into the hips, into the knees, into the ankles. And take a rest. Just come up to standing. Bring your feet a little bit closer, about hip width. And just enjoy the moment of just standing tall and still. And then stepping back out. Let's do a little bit of spinal cord breathing, but as we breathe out, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. We're going to go into a squat type position and we're going to lengthen the body. So we're almost like aiming for like a tabletop of the body. So you're straightening and lengthening out as you breathe out. And then as you breathe in, you expand and open up. Now, if that feels a little bit too challenging, if it just doesn't feel right for this time in the morning, just do the standard breath in and then tucking underneath, breath out. But if you feel that you just want a little bit more of a stretch, a little bit more of a strength, a little bit more of a challenge, as you breathe in, we do that same movement breathing in, but then as you breathe out, we drop down. And then we come up to standing, breathing in and breathing out. So choose whichever one you want to do. Find your comfortable rhythm. You don't have to follow me or anyone else on the screen. I'm just going to show you from the side if you want to watch from the side and decide what to do. So the standard one is a bit like a cat-cow in yoga, but standing. And if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, as you breathe out, you drop into a squat, you lengthen the spine. Let's do a few more. And take a rest. That feels nice, should feel good. Just getting that spine mobilized, energized, oiled, working for the day. Give yourself that moment, standing tall. And then step out a little bit. Dog wags the tail. So imagine you've got a tail connected to your tailbone. You're wagging that tail and then the upper body follows. So you get that nice ripple through the spine. Let that head just gently go side to side. Doesn't have to be too vigorous. Or you can go a little bit quicker if you want to go a little bit quicker. Always a fun one to do, this one, and always one that we should make sure that we do, because as we're moving forwards, as we're stepping forwards, walking, running, then there's a very, very subtle shift, lateral movement through the spine. And if we're locked through the spine as you're stepping forwards, everything's going to become a little bit more rigid. So we want to get this freedom through the spine with this, what we call a lateral movement through the spine, particularly in the neck and the shoulders and the upper back. Always feels good when you get the flow of this working. And then take a rest. Again, just give yourself that moment, standing tall, feeling the difference. Now we'll do a little bit of a cleanse and clear. So a little bit of a shake. And then coming up onto the balls of the feet, tapping the heels into the ground, using the wrists, really freeing up the shoulders, let the head go a little bit, so the base of the skull, get that some movement through the base of the skull, the head, the shoulders. And we can do a cleansing and clearing breath. Again, if you feel for it with this one, breath in through the nose. And just go with what you feel you need. Let your body tell you what it needs. And then when you're ready to slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Open up the shoulders, stand, feel the energy that you have created, tingling sensations. Letting the breath settle. And then let's move into a flow and start off with a simple opening of the flow, breathing in and breathing out. And the whole idea of the flow is that the energy that we've just created by mobilizing the body, getting that energy flowing through the spine, through the body, then that energy in the breath then moves the body. So this is effortless movement, effortless flowing movement. Breathing in as you expand, breathing out as you soften. Feel how the spine moves as you breathe in. That spine lengthens Maybe notice that subtle weight shift as you're breathing in and breathing out. So without trying to move in any particular way, weight shifts a little bit towards the heels as you breathe in, a little bit more towards the balls of the feet as you breathe out. Just so it's a whole body movement, not just an arm movement. The whole body moves, the whole body breathes. And then taking a rest. And just imagine that you're just holding, do you know, like one of those soft balls just between the fingers there. So you're just gently holding a very soft ball in this position. So I'm not creating loads of tension or tightening the fingers, just a little bit of softness there. And you can almost like play with the energy between the fingers. You can move the ball around. And then just take that as a resting position for a moment. And then moving into Buddha holds up the earth, breathing in. And breathing out. And feel how, again, that movement through the spine notice that very cool, soft air as you're breathing in the nose, in the throat. And the names of the movements always give you that intention behind the movement. So it's not just an exercise. If you think about the name of this movement, holding up the earth. So the earth is a very precious object. So you don't want to drop it, but it's also very heavy as well. So you've got to be very careful with it. So Buddha holding up the earth. Have that visualization of lifting a very precious object, lifting it above your head, holding it up, and then again bringing it back down. Smooth, continuous, effortless movement. holding that chi ball for a moment. It's just so that we keep connected, we keep that energy flowing in between movements. Next movement is the fountain. So again, it gives you that intention of the movement. Back of the hands together, coming up through the center line. Elbows heavy and soft, and then breathing out. So there's that little bit of bend in the hips, hinge in the hips, then standing tall, breathing in, breathing out. Fountain really focuses on effortless flow. Think of the power and the strength, but the fluidity of water as it flows. After the next exhale, breath out, just going back into the holding position. Relaxing the shoulders, softening into the face. Remember that idea, and really good idea from Qigong, is that inner smile. So that idea of just relaxing the face, enjoying the movements. Tree sways in the wind. And this is a really good one, just to lengthen that breath a little without you becoming feeling air hunger or anything. So you can have that little lull at the top of the breath, and then we breathe out, and that little pause at the bottom of the breath. But if that starts to feel too challenging, just breathe easy through these movements. Remember, it's not thinking of these as exercises. These are flows that are effortless. They're still very powerful and strong, but they're effortless. They're continuous movements. After your next exhale, just into that standing posture again. Cloudy hands, one palm faces the chest. So this is the cloud in the sky. This is the shadow of the cloud. We're moving from the waist, we're moving from the center, so we really get that sense of flow still. This can start to look a little bit robotic, so keep that flow in mind, keep that effortless, smooth, easy movement in mind. And just breathing naturally. You could breathe in one direction, breathe out the opposite direction, or just let the breath be just very soft and light. Really enjoy the movement, enjoy the feeling. That movement, the breath, the flow through the body. Then just moving into the standing position, just feeling that connection between the fingers. And then pebble in the pond, final movement of the 5 elements. This is really focusing on grounding, centering, earthing. So you're breathing out, and then you're breathing in. Again, it doesn't have to be too big a movement. Don't think of it as an exercise. It's just a very subtle shift in balance. Relaxing the shoulders, softening the elbows. And moving into our final standing posture. As you're breathing in, just bringing the hands together, just interlocking the thumbs, resting on the lower dantian or just below the belly button, bringing your feet together. Standing tall and just closing your eyes and just letting your body gently rock and sway. Have in mind bamboo in the wind, so that real strength and flexibility of a piece of bamboo. And actually the resilience, the strength of that bamboo is because it does have that ability to be flexible. So Bear that in mind as you're just allowing your body just to gently rock and sway. Taking now a calm, full breath in through the nose, opening up your eyes, stepping out, just giving yourself a very gentle brush down, brushing the head, the back of the neck, the arms, the chest, the legs, into the belly. Excellent. Sorry, we've run over a little bit there. Never want to rush a 5-element flow, but it's nice to go back to that basic 5-element flow. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate that. Hope you enjoyed the session. If you did, if you're new to watching on Instagram, tell all your friends, get people to watch on Instagram. If you're watching on YouTube and Facebook too, get everybody involved. Get them all doing a little bit of Qigong. On Monday, we'll be doing more focus on breath. And on Wednesday next week, as I said, we'll do a little bit more strength and a little bit more flow work. But we always mix it up. Ask any questions, and if you've got any suggestions, throw those into the mix as well. Thanks for joining. Have a great rest of your day. Have a good weekend too, and I will see you on Monday. Take care. Thank you. See you later. Bye.